Join me on a journey to discover where chocolate comes from and who founded the Cadbury factory. The story starts in Portuguese West Africa. Well, we got the chance to talk to a plantation worker and interview her. Can you tell us about the experience on the plantation?
Well, I was treated well until I was about 5 years old, and I got given a few jobs. As I grew older, my jobs got harder and harder, until I was outside in the hot sun, picking cocoa beans.
How old was you when you started working on the plantation?
I was 12 years old.
Whoa, we're in the Cadbury factory. I love their chocolate.
Do you know who started the Cadbury factory?
The last name must have been Cadbury.
Well, actually, it was John Cadbury. These two are his workers.
So how are you treated here?
It's great. Everybody's treated exactly the same.
So, do you get a break when you need one?
Yeah, when we need one.
So what are the conditions like here?
It's clean and everybody's very happy.
So do you like it here?
Oh, no, yes.
What about you?
It's great.
This is William and his family. That's William himself. That's his wife Emmeline. That's his older daughter Hannah, also known as Joy. That's his youngest son Alan. In those days, boys were dressed the same as girls. And that's his middle-aged son George.
Here I have a letter of Hannah, also known as Joy. Dear Daddy, we're so glad that Art's coming home. I had a great big dolly from Miss Lee's. Mummy had a doll's party and I had one the next day. Dear love from Joy.
This is also a letter that he sent back home from when he was in West Africa, together with a hat that he wore on Christmas Day. It shows how much William cared about the slave trade and his family.
Where's he going?
He's looking around the factory to make sure everything's okay. That's another one of William's workers, and she has some bad news to tell him.
So this word that most of our cocoa beans comes from a slave plantation. Is this true?
Where did you hear this, and who told you?
Well, there was a journalist in our factory just a few moments ago, and he asked about our chocolate and cocoa beans, and he asked if it came from a slave plantation, but I didn't answer and I told him to go away.
Well done for sending him away, but what he says is obviously not true.
I wonder how he responded to those rumours.
You're just about to find out.
It's not called slavery. Contract labour, they name it now. Men and women, boys and girls, are still purchased from the chiefs or kidnapped. They are still flogged, driven like cattle. They are left to die in the forest or slaughtered when their strength gives out on the march. How can this be? I'd never do this kind of thing. The children born to him are the property of his owner, and the rest of all this slavery and slave driving and slave dealing is brought about by the islands of Principe and Tome, the island which feeds the mills and presses of Bourneville. I've got to take this matter to court.
As a matter of fact, the sale to make cocoa used by you in your factories has been all slave grown to your own knowledge for 8 years up to the time you gave up dealing.
Before I answer that, I should like to qualify it in this way. So far as the labour comes from Angola to the islands, I am quite satisfied that slave grown, in general terms, describe the conditions.
Was it slavery of a very atrocious character?
In Angola it is. The reports that have come to my knowledge give me every reason to suppose that in many cases, at least, it has been exceedingly bad.
You must answer to whether you will agree with what I put you to. Was it slavery of a very atrocious character?
Generally speaking, as far as the collecting of labour in Angola goes, that is true.
The men producing cocoa in Sao Tome from whom you were buying were procured by atrocious methods of slavery.
Yes.
And not only the men, but the women and children.
Yes.
Men, women and children were taken forcibly away from their homes against their will.
Yes.
Marched away labelled like cattle down the coast to embark for Sao Tome.
I cannot answer that question. I do not quite know what you mean.
Were they labelled when they were aboard ship?
Oh, yes.
How far were they to march?
At various distances. Some came from certainly more than 1,000 miles. Some from quite near to the coast.
And never to return?
Never to return.
Did they come down in shackles?
It was a usual custom, I believe, to shackle them at night or when on march.
And those who could not keep up were murdered.
I've seen statement to that effect.
I rest my case.
Foreman of the jury, has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes.
What is your verdict?
The jury finds for the plaintiff.
I order the defence to pay damages amounting to 1 farthing. The case is closed.
Mr. Cadbury, has the conclusion of this trial taken you by surprise?
Mr. Cadbury, you've won the court case, but you have only gained a farthing. A lot of money has been spent by Cadbury's.
The money doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter how much I spend.
Do you think you have cleared your name?
Yes, and I would not have my reputation ruined by a sack full of accusations.
Now do you understand where Cadbury's chocolate comes from?
Yes, I learned a lot of things I didn't know before. I never looked at Cadbury chocolate the way I did before. Thank you for watching. We hope you learned something too.
Slate 3, take 2, 3, take 3, 3, take 4, 3, take 5, 3, take 6, 3, take 7.
Slate 4, take 5. Slate 5, take 1. Slate 6, take 3.
Slate 7, take 9!
Action! Slate 8, take 3. 9, take 4. 10, take 5. Slate 11, take 1.
12, take 4. Slate 13, take 5.
Why would they do this?
Slate 14, take 2.
Slate 15, take 3.
So hold up on this side so that when you're checking the script we can still see you.
The case is now closed.
Slate 17, take 3.
Sir Edward.
18, take 1.
19, take 2.
20, take 1. 21, take 1. Listen! 23,
Hannah.
take 2.
Okay.
Come on, can't remember that bit.
Thank you for watching.
I
Hope you learned
Just before we finish, just tell us what have you learned from doing it?
Nobody knows if William Cadbury was guilty of slavery or whatever, if he used slaves or not.
I learned about slavery.
Sir, I've learned about the history of Cadbury.
Children from those days were just as the same as girls.
Better than a normal history lesson.
Chocolate.
I learnt about the history of Cadbury.
How the crew works.
I learnt about William Cadbury's family and how nice the chocolate really is. Where is it gone?
Thank you. And thank you for all of your hard work. Try and buy fair trade donut from now on.